Wait, dude, it's Friday. Yo, that's sick. I can do like whatever I want, kind of. A little bit. Not really. I guess I should be yapping a little about like what the week's been in classes and shit. I don't know. To put it bluntly, all of my classes have been mid except for one. But it's kind of hard to rate that one honestly, because it was at the start of a day, at the start of a 10-hour day or 10 hours of classes. I'm still figuring out which classes I want, because I currently am signed on for 5, and I'll probably only end with 4. Although who knows, maybe I stick with all 5. So like yesterday, I had 10 hours of classes. No joke, 10 hours of classes. It was from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I had a class from 2 to 4, and then I had a class from 6 to 10 p.m. But yeah, so I had 10 hours of classes yesterday. And so my 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. was like kind of cool, because it felt like the first like real like, okay, you're actually doing shit at the school. Like it felt like the first time that I was actually like getting an opportunity to use equipment that I wouldn't have been able to use before. Because it's like we were in a TV studio and we were like, oh, Christ. In a TV studio and, okay, then. We were in a TV studio and like, we didn't start learning any of the equipment. But like, we had a teacher who, you know, it was like a proper TV studio. Like proper multicam TV studio. And so like, he was demonstrating some very basic stuff. And as part of it, like, we were in the little studio room and he needed someone to just be, or he was looking for a volunteer, or I guess, I don't know. I guess I just said the right thing at the right time for him to have me be, for me to be voluntold to work on the switcher, which is the fucking, I have a mini version. I don't know where I put it. It's like those giant like control panels in TV studio rooms where there's like, you know, all these different buttons that like you're like multicolored and, you know, the people behind the scenes press them and whatever. It's like that thing. But it's like I've used those before in high school. It's been a while. Actually, barely even in high school. I more so used it in middle school when we actually did live studio productions. But like that is like a cool piece of equipment that they are expensive. Like I got one that is probably like a fucking 100th of the size, and it was like $400. Now, of course, it's not linear in how much it's worth, but it's like the one we were messing with so many fucking buttons, but it felt like, oh shit, like I'm actually going to be learning how to use shit that I don't know how to do. Or maybe not even that. Maybe I'm going to be learning equipment that is more advanced than just like a basic camera settings. And so that was dope. We were also starting to talk about what else we're going to do in that class, and it seems like it's going to be a lot of like, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, it seems like we're going to do a lot of like TV studio productions and stuff. And so it's like, it seems like we do 2, I don't know. It feels like it's being made out to be a lot more difficult than it actually will be. It's like we need to, in groups of 4, we need to make like scripted TV studio things that last for a certain amount of time and that we then like actually shoot. Maybe it's just because I have more experience with the like technical, with working on it, that like I'm not worried. But it didn't seem all that hard. But that was like the actual NEAT class. Because then we were talking about some stuff. I mean, then it was just like basic notes on like what's directing, what's producing, what do you need to do, how do you do about it, and like whatever. But I do like the teacher. He talked about how I guess he does a lot of work with his like local church. And so I guess he was saying how like a lot of the examples he's gonna use is like from the work he's done at his church. And so if we don't feel comfortable with that, we should let him know and be like, hey, we want the separation of of church and state, even though it's not state. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know. He kept he mentioned it like a few times, and it's like, okay, if you're like, I don't care, really. if you got like some videos, oh, I already did this. If you got like some videos of like whatever from your church, like, I don't care. Go off, King. Fucking show it to us. Now, don't start preaching the gospel, though. Ow. Don't start trying to convert us. That's a different fucking story. We'll see. I kind of doubt that it's going to be anything. But, like, I don't know. Maybe he is trying to fucking convert us. But so, like, that class was dope. But so, like, that kind of remains to be seen how dope, I guess. But then, what else did I have yesterday? Yesterday, I then had... Well, I guess I should go chronological from when I first started having classes. So, first class, I had... What, Thursday? So that's when classes started. No, Wednesday, because that's when classes started. And it was a class about rhetoric and social movements, which, you know, I'm taking because I have to. I mean, it's like, I'm taking because I need to take something like it to fit a gen ed, right? But I need to take some class that satisfies a US credit, whatever that means. And so this rhetoric of social movements will presumably satisfy that. What happened in that class? Fucking nothing. Legitimately nothing. Not a single thing happened in that class. Just we all went around and introduced ourselves. And I was so checked out the whole time. The only things I remember is the professor talking about how he's black and gay. And that if that's a problem for you, that's fine. But just drop the class. And he won't take it personally. And I remember thinking, man, you know, that's... in some ways impressive that he feels like, or like, I'm surprised that you can just like kind of tank that psychic damage, or like just wear that with such a, not badge of honor, but just whatever. And then also the professor brought in his dog, and the dog went around and like sniffed everyone except for me, because I was in the back fucking row. I mean, I chose to sit in the back row, but I chose to sit in the back row before I saw there was a dog, so I didn't get to pet the dog. His name was Turbo. Kind of bummed. Then, like, right afterwards, I had a class called Listening to Music, and I needed to take it for an aesthetic perspective, an aesthetic requirement. And so I thought it was like listening to music, and I was like, hey, I've been getting a bit more into music ever since fucking getting into Clone Hero, so like maybe this will be dope to like listen to music and like be able to like dissect music and all this shit. Come to find out, like, almost immediately that it's classical music. Specifically. And the professor kind of gave... I don't know, jumping to call him a liberal is a bit much, but he was just like... It felt very Hamilton-y. Hamilton, but played a flute. Because he was a flutist. He told us that. Fuck me. I didn't realize I was that low. And so I just got bad fucking vibes. I mean, not like bad vibes like he was a creep or anything, but just it was like, I cannot be in this class. This is not the class for me. We were listening to music at the start. It was like an opening activity. It was like, you know, listen to this fucking song. And then write down on a note card your thoughts. And this was before I realized it was a classical music class. He starts playing the song, and it felt like if you took the beginning of the Office intro and then made it the Animal Crossing Museum music. And so I wrote, like, on my card, like, this music is, like, I was honest. I was like, I don't know. This starts off feeling like the Office intro, and then is just, like, not, and it's just boring and uncaptivating, and I feel unstimulated. I was kind of a little bit harsh with it thinking back, or not even thinking back. I was just like, yeah, this is just uncaptivating. And then I put like, I don't know, maybe just like just me though. But yeah, I wrote all that, and then I realized like, oh, there's a decent likelihood we turn these in. No, I wrote all that, and then like as we worked more, I was like, oh, we're probably going to turn these note cards in. So that's when I added just my thoughts, though, or some shit. And then we kept talking or whatever. And then by the end, I was like, all right, I doubt I'm gonna stick around in this class, and I feel like I just kind of came in and dumped some shit, some asshole shit on a note card, and I should kind of check my fucking privilege at the door. So I wrote on the note card, but maybe this isn't the class for me. But so, you know, go through the rest of the class and whatever. He plays some more classical shit. He's like, guess the time period. And it was like I don't know. It sounded like a Italian lady singing opera on like a banjo. And so I was like, I guess, what did I say? I said like 1690 or 1730. Because that's probably when they realized they could put like an instrument and vocals together. That's probably when they first realized it. And I was like kind of joking around, but I was kind of serious. And it was like from like, I don't know, 14 something. It's like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I did get some weird vibes from the guy that it was just like, he was so soft spoken, and he kind of looked like the guy who plays Fix-It Felix in Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, he just had like a weird comb over and was blonde. And I was just like, bad combo. Or not a comb over. What was it? Like a swoop. Like a low-key a fuckboy haircut. Fuckboy haircut from like 10 years ago. So there's just like bad vibes. I mean, I don't know. The guy didn't seem like a prick or anything. Just not at all anything anywhere like a class I would want in any fucking timeline. Yeah, I know I can look down. So I like walked out of it and I immediately dropped it. Like I immediately went to my registration. I was like, okay, that class is not what I want. Because the idea is I was signed on, or I was already signed on for 5 classes. But it's like, as I was kind of saying, I have 2 4-hour classes on Thursdays, which is a lot, and it goes till 10 p.m. So it's 8 hours total of class, and I get off at 10. Which is way more than I'd like, and way later than I'd like. So I was trying to find a class that like would still satisfy a credit that I could maybe do instead. Or not necessarily instead, but if I wasn't fucking with the 4-hour class until 10 o'clock, which I kind of doubt that I will be. I would take a class about political satire, and I mean I am, but I don't want it to be 4 hours the same day as another 4-hour class and going until 10 p.m. Like that's a bit much. Yeah, so I'm trying to find a different class. So I was thinking of listening to music, not anymore. If it's not classical. I don't have anything against classical music, but sure as shit don't have anything for. So, you know, not gonna do that. But yeah, so immediately dropped listening to music. Then I was looking in the course catalog for just like various shit to see if I could find something that was entertaining, because it's like, you know, while no, this isn't where I want to go. The kind of idea is that this is the last semester at Emerson, or not like necessarily the last, but like the decision maker. And so it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna, you know, be using this as the decision maker, then like I should be taking classes that like, you know, ideally I should be giving myself the best odds, or presumably. So what's the best way to do that? Well, take classes I like. So I was just like looking around for other classes, because like kind of pessimistic about how much I'd like my classes. And I mean, my pessimism wasn't completely false in the end. But so I found a class that was like personal documentary, which was like, how do you make course description was like, how do you make a documentary about yourself that so relates to like others or whatever? And I was like, wait, that's like exactly what I want to be doing, or that's exactly what I'm trying to do with like a lot of my different projects. So it's like personal documentary, great. Come to find out, I try adding it, it doesn't work. So I'm like, shit. So I look at the restrictions and like what under the course description, and it's like, oh, you have to be a grad student, but maybe you don't. I emailed my academic advisor and I was like, hey, can I do this class? Because this is like right up my alley. She was like, nope. Well, she responded a few hours later, which was faster than I expected, to be fair. You would think that they were probably busy as hell, given how it was the first day of class. But yeah, nope. So it's a bummer that I can't take that class, and I won't be able to take that class, presumably. So I was searching around for other classes that would fit credits or whatever. Even the personal documentary one, I realized it wouldn't even hit any of my real credits. But what I did realize is that I minimum have to spend, including this semester, 3 semesters here. Oh, really? Because I need 47 more credits before I can graduate. And so max I can do is, 20 credits a semester. So there's just no way, it's not possible. Because I was starting to think, I was like, might it be possible for me to graduate in even less? And it's like, no. Because the unfortunate thing is that I would be able to get my major done in just 2 semesters. Like, I could have my major and all my gen eds done by the end of next semester, if I overbooked. And by that, I mean take 5 classes a semester instead of 4. And so I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, hey, it's not quite Dropout 2025, but it's pretty damn close. Oh, fuck you. Ah. But no, because I need 47 credits. So there's no way to do that. Because it maxes you at 5 classes a semester. I don't feel like doing summer school or anything. But so, I was trying to find other classes that would hit requirements. Ah, Christ. You get so many hits out of that. It's bullshit. And so I found some, because it's like, okay, if I don't take the music one for the aesthetics perspective, then I need to take something for it. And so I did find there's, the Forever History of Jazz is available, which would satisfy both the US credit and the aesthetics perspective. Fuck, you do 2 damage there? So what satisfies aesthetics perspective? Well, there's some global dance shit, which I could do. And I think actually one of my friends is in that, so it might not be the worst idea to actually look into it now. I'm thinking about it. Oh, fuck you. At least to see if I can take the same section as her. You're gonna hit me in the air. Or not. Oh, but the reason I don't want to do the history of jazz is because it's like, yeah, I could, and then I could just max that shit out. But rhetoric of social movements is something I might actually be interested in. So why not take a class on it, Because it's not like I fucking not take all the classes I want. I need to take more classes than I want. So I found this class that's History of Photography from the 19th century to 1970. It's well, nothing better. Unless actually I should probably look into if I can take it in the same class with a friend. Because then, well, I don't know if then there would be a group project where we would have to fucking dance together. I mean, I guess she would have to do that either way, with or without me in the class. And it'd kind of be funny, but so I had that history of photography class yesterday. And again, not super stoked about it either, because it's also on Tuesday, Thursday. So I had that yesterday. That was my 2 to 4 o'clock. It was fine. I don't know. It's the professor seemed nice, but it's just man, I don't want to take a fucking art history class. That's what I'm really realizing. Aw, fuck you. Art history, boring AF, dude. The professor was fine, but I just don't want to take a fucking art history class. I don't feel like sitting there. I need a teacher. If I'm going to take an art history class, I need a teacher who realizes that no one wants to take a fucking art history class. That we all just want to be at the school to shoot films and shit, and that we're only being forced to take art history because we're required. Dude, I don't want to learn about the fucking I am not a film bro. I'm not one of the film bros who cares about film. And I mean that in the literal sense. And actually in the literal sense. In the physical film. I don't care. Bro, I'm the guy who wants to make YouTube videos. Oh, what the fuck was that? I just don't want to take a fucking art history class. I don't want to take a history class. I am fine never learning anything about history ever again except for leftist movements. That's fine. I'd be completely fine with that. I'd be fine learning nothing except for how, fucking Pittsburgh bombed a whole group of, what's the term? Was it Pittsburgh that did the city bombing? Whatever the place was, I forget it. I'd be fine if that's all I learned for the rest of my life. No, you gotta learn about art history. Ugh. I mean, again, the teacher is fine, but like, I just don't want to take a fucking art history class. I mean, I just don't want to take any fucking classes. That's the thing. I'm realizing again and again, I just don't want to be in a fucking class anymore. I'm done with taking classes. I just don't want to take any fucking class. Like, dude, the vibe at Emerson is so low, I think. We were in this class yesterday. I had the other class. So then I had the political satire class at the end of the day yesterday. And I'll say for going until 10 p.m., it really went until 9:30, but our professor didn't seem stoked about the idea of us getting out early. But I think he's gonna have to realize that's gonna be a common occurrence because I can't fucking stick around until 10 p.m. We were in a class yesterday for political satire, and at one point, I don't know, because we were all bored. The teacher had us do an exercise where, because like one of the kids asked, like, are we gonna make any political satire? It's like, no, we're just gonna be talking about it, really. Okay, so you suck. He was like, no, we're not gonna make any. And then later we took a break, and then we were like all kind of losing it. So he had us make some. He was like, draw a political cartoon, draw a cartoon, make a cartoon representing Emerson. It was supposed to be like one singular. We were all like gonna do our own one. And then I was like, wait, is this supposed to be like one cohesive one or like multiple? And he was like, just one. And so everyone was like, oh. There was one person who was going to draw and they were like, oh, I was just gonna do yada yada. And I was like, oh, I was gonna draw a pig shoving money in a hat. They're like, okay, that's better. Let's do that. So they drew that. None of us in that class were good artists. Not a one. So we drew a pig, but the people drawing the pig just drew a pig. They didn't draw it shoving money in a hat. They like drew it vertical or horizontal. They drew a pig, but it was like, you know, how a pig normally stands. So you can't really have the pig's hand be wrapping up holding a hat then to shove money in. So I just drew a hat next to it. I wanted it to be like a top hat because one of the things I'm working on for the Jake Knight show has like one of those like famous political cartoons of a pig in a, you know, capitalist uniform and whatever. I think also I was thinking of it because I saw the clip from Austin Powers the other night where he like wakes up after the Cold War and he's like, ah, so we got those dirty capitalist pigs. And they're like, no, we won, Austin.
A lot's happened since you were frozen. The Cold War's over.
Well, finally those capitalist pigs will pay for their crimes, eh? Hey, comrades, hey?
Austin, we won.
Oh, groovy, smashing, yay capitalism.
I need to watch that movie. So I just drew a top hat next to it with money coming out. And one of the kids in the class drew a guy who was definitely not Jay Bernhardt. It definitely, I don't know if it was supposed to be Jay Bernhardt and he just chickened out, but it was like simultaneous. It was like as close to being Jay Bernhardt, but being too cowardly to make it Jay Bernhardt as possible. And so it just kind of was. And then they gave him like a rainbow tie. They drew like Jay Bernhardt holding up something, and then they wrote Emerson and then college in quotation marks. And then the teacher was like, I think he got really like concerned about us. He was like, you guys really don't think it? Because he was like, why'd you put the in quotation marks? And I was like, no one was speaking up. So I turned to him and I was like, don't we learn so much here? He's like, you guys don't think you learn here? Everyone was quiet. I'm like, I was like, yeah, man. None of us fucking feel like we do anything here. I feel like your college, the price per entry of tuition, you only start learning shit like right at the end, low key. Once you've gone through all the very generic intro classes. Like, man, I know, I get it that like, you know, there's like all different kinds of people who are entering in with mixed experiences, but like, man, I want to learn and I'm not doing that as is. So like, what the fuck is the point? Took me until my junior year to get to a class where like I'll actually be learning something new, and not like some piece of fucking information, but like an actual skill that like I want to, you know, work on. I just don't want to be in fucking class anymore, man. Class sucks. Class sucks. I'm over class. Hashtag class is fucking canceled party. We're canceling class. College has taught me that college isn't worth it. I don't see myself changing my mind anytime soon. But of course I don't see myself changing my mind anytime soon. Who would see themselves? Whoa, is that a 3D animated thing in this 2D area? I'm just so sick of fucking class. That is a 3D animated thing. I'm so fucking sick of class, dude. I don't know. I got nothing to say. I got no thoughts about this damn world other than how fucking sick I am of fucking class. I truly hate it. I truly hate it. I truly hate it. I go through all my classes thinking, oh my god, I don't give any shit about this whatsoever. I'm just so sick of it. It's like, I don't know. It's so unstimulating for the brain. That's why, like, I've really been, I don't know. I mean, my classes aren't miserable. None of it's miserable. Well, the music one was miserable, but I dropped that one. Just like, I don't want to do it. I no longer see any of the appeal. Like, I realize that I'm supposedly learning something, but I'm not. I'm just so over it. I don't know. It's like, I enter all these classes and they're like, yeah, so this isn't a production class, and I just want to make sure you guys know that from the start. You know, I realize a lot of you guys may like being on set, and you may like being on productions, but just letting you know, this isn't a production class. And it's like, okay, can you tell me where I can get a production class then? Because, like, please. That's what I want to be doing. I think my advisors are maybe just the dumbest people on the planet then, if they're not able to understand that I want production classes. For the love of God. I really have nothing to say because it's all I can think about is how little I like it. It's just like I'm forced to do it, but it's so unstimulating that the whole time I'm just thinking I'm unstimulated. Oh, but that's why I'm trying to like keep up with the YouTube and shit, because like I can't possibly stand the idea of, you know, letting this time where my brain is rotting also let my mind rot. Like, it feels very reminiscent to my early high school, when like the whole time I was just like, oh my god, I'm wasting my time here, I'm wasting my time here, I'm wasting my time here. I think React streams are here to stay, but I think I need to find better shit to react to, because all the shit I have currently lined up to react to is a bit serious.